Have you ever started a story thinking it would be ordinary, then realized it wasn't at all? That's what this video is like. It brings together real people whose lives began in unexpected ways, not to surprise you, but to show the human side behind it all. These aren't tales about being different for attention. They're about everyday lives shaped by rare beginnings, small wins, hard days, and a lot of heart. As we go through each person, imagine a friend leaning over and saying, "Wait till you hear this one." Take a breath, stay curious, and let these 15 stories remind us how wide and varied human life can truly be. Number 15, Isaiah Acosta. Let me tell you about someone whose story feels quiet but powerful at the same time. Isaiah Acosta was born in Phoenix, Arizona, and from his very first moments, life asked more of him than most. He was born without a jaw and couldn't breathe or eat on his own, which meant doctors were unsure how long he might survive. Still, his family chose to believe in him and take things one step at a time. Since Isaiah can't speak, he uses sign language and texts on his phone to share his thoughts, jokes, and feelings with people around him. Instead of pulling away from the world, he found new ways to connect with it. Growing up wasn't easy, but Isaiah never let his condition define who he is. Today, he's known not for what he was born without, but for the calm strength he carries. His life quietly reminds us that determination can speak louder than words. Number 14, Miranda Priscilla. Life often takes you toward a path you never planned. That's exactly how Miranda Priscilla's story begins. She was born with a rare condition called proximal femoral focal deficiency, which affected how her legs developed and led to many surgeries while growing up. Even after all that effort, her body didn't change the way doctors hoped. So Miranda learned early on that acceptance would matter just as much as treatment. Instead of letting that stop her, she leaned into something she loved: hair and makeup. What started as a simple interest slowly turned into real talent and then a career. Today, she's a successful stylist who takes pride in her work and her independence. Her journey shows that confidence often grows when you focus on what you can build, not what you lack. Number 13, Dakota Cook. You know how sometimes life gives you something unexpected and says, "All right, now figure this out"? That's been Dakota Cook's reality for years. She's a young woman who naturally grows a full beard, something most people don't expect to see on a woman at all. At first, it confused everyone around her, including Dakota herself. Like many would, she tried shaving and different treatments, hoping it would go away. But no matter what she did, the beard always came back thicker and faster. That cycle went on for years and wasn't easy emotionally, especially with the stares and comments from strangers. She stopped seeing her beard as a problem and started seeing it as part of her identity. Today, she embraces what makes her different and even uses it as a way to stand out confidently. Peace often comes when we stop trying to erase ourselves and start owning who we are. Number 12, Sarah Gertz. We might think getting a medical diagnosis at 10 years old would change how someone sees the world, and for Sarah Gertz, it definitely did. She was diagnosed with a rare collagen condition that made her skin very fragile and caused her joints and muscles to feel weak. As she grew up, her skin became drier and formed deep wrinkles much earlier than expected, making her look far older than her actual age. People stared, assumptions were made, and that part wasn't easy at all. But Sarah didn't let it turn into bitterness. Instead of hiding, she slowly learned to stand tall and speak kindly about herself. She even joked about her appearance as a way to take control of the story. Today, Sarah works as a model and influencer, using her visibility to remind people that beauty doesn't follow one shape or timeline. Accepting yourself can be the most powerful kind of strength. Number 11, Carly Runeker. Meet someone and instantly feel their warmth? That's Carly Runeker. Carly is just 3 feet tall and lives with a rare and complex form of dwarfism. Growing up wasn't easy at all. She spent a lot of time in hospitals and went through more than 30 surgeries, which can really take a toll on anyone, especially a kid. There were moments when she felt like she didn't quite fit in or couldn't keep up with others her age. Instead of letting those feelings define her, Carly slowly found her own path. She stepped into modeling, not to prove anything, but to feel confident in her own skin. That confidence led her to start the Little Carly Foundation, where she helps others facing medical challenges. Today, Carly lives with purpose, kindness, and courage, reminding us that strength often grows quietly. Number 10. Asia Williams and India Walls. People whose confidence grows quietly, not loudly, and Asia Williams and India Walls are just like that. These sisters were born with Treacher-Collins syndrome, a genetic condition that affects how the facial bones develop and can also impact hearing and eyesight. It's something that runs in their family, so they've lived with it their entire lives. Growing up wasn't always easy. They dealt with curious looks, harsh comments, and moments where fitting in felt hard. Still, instead of pulling away, they leaned on each other and kept moving forward. Over time, they learned to accept their faces, their voices, and their place in the world without apology. Today, Asia and India openly share their lives to remind others that looking different doesn't mean living less. Self-acceptance can grow slowly, and that being comfortable in your own skin is one of the strongest things a person can learn. Number 9. Virata and her baby. Before we move on, pause for a second and ask yourself, how would you feel if people called your child an alien, and the person you trusted most walked away because of it? Would you feel angry, broken, scared, or just completely alone? That's what exactly happened to Virata when she gave birth to her baby. She already had other children and a simple life in the city, so nothing felt unusual during her pregnancy. But when her baby was born, doctors were confused and unsure what was happening. Her husband left soon after, and life became much harder overnight. Hospitals nearby couldn't explain the condition, and support was almost impossible to find. With nowhere else to turn, Virata returned to her village. Through everything, one thing never changed: her love for her baby and her refusal to give up, even when the road felt unbearably heavy. Number 8. Kawana. Scrolling through social media, you don't always expect to pause for a story that stays with you, but Kawana's does exactly that. At 22, she shares her everyday life on TikTok with more than 130,000 followers who connect with her warmth and honesty. Kawana was born with Barber-Say syndrome, a condition so rare that fewer than 20 cases have ever been recorded. It affects her skin, hair, eyes, and mouth, making simple routines more complicated. She was born without eyelids, her skin is very fragile, and her gums keep growing, which has already meant more than 20 surgeries, with more ahead. Still, Kawana smiles easily and speaks openly about her life. A steady source of comfort has been her genetics doctor, Marco, who has followed her care since birth. After a long break during the pandemic, seeing him again feels reassuring, like catching up with family who truly understands her journey. Number 7. Adalia Rose. Meeting. Adalia Rose feels like meeting someone who already knows exactly who she is. Growing up in the United States, she was born with progeria, a rare condition that causes the body to age faster than usual. Her parents chose a simple approach at home. They focused on love, fun, and normal childhood moments instead of fear or labels. Adalia notices her differences, of course, and there are days when she wishes she looked more like other kids. Then she shrugs it off, jokes about her wigs, and keeps going. Over time, Her playful personality found a home online, where millions follow her videos filled with humor, fashion, and confidence. Fame never changed the way her family treats her. They still take life one day at a time. What stands out most isn't her condition, but her spirit. Number 6. Lily. Picture a mom and daughter who communicate without words, just trust. Lily is the only known person in the world with her genetic disorder, and she cannot speak. She lives with her mom, April, who handles every part of daily care with quiet patience. As Lily moved into her teen years, her energy slowly faded, and she began sleeping most of the day. Doctors later learned her kidneys were failing, which explained the sudden change. Hearing that news shook April, but it also pushed her to act fast. She chose to donate one of her own kidneys, knowing it was the best chance to keep her daughter here. After the transplant, everything shifted. Lily gained weight, became more alert, and started engaging with the world again. Even small moments now feel brighter. Their story isn't about medical miracles alone, but about how far love can stretch when someone you care for needs you completely. Number 5. Johnny Quinn. Talking with Johnny feels like listening to someone who found light after a long night. Johnny Quinn is from Millington, Tennessee, and today he shares his story to help others feel less alone. When he was just 4 years old, a fire tore through his home, leaving him with burns on about 95% of his body. His sister Leah pulled him from the flames, saving his life. But the road afterward was heavy. Johnny went through more than 100 surgeries and spent years trying to hide his scars. There were days he wished his reflection looked different. The shift came as he grew older and realized his scars told a story of strength, not loss. Now in his early 20s, Johnny speaks openly and encourages people to accept their bodies as they are. He says he isn't just surviving, he's thriving, and that outlook shapes every step he takes. Number 4. Katie. Hearing Katie's story feels like sitting with a friend who's sharing something deeply personal. As a kid, Katie was known for her fierce soccer spirit and a quiet nature that softened once she trusted you. At 18, everything changed after a tragic accident involving a gun, leaving her with life-altering injuries to her face and body. Doctors warned her family that she might never eat, speak, or care for herself again, and that her life would be spent in full-time care. Her mother refused to let go of hope, even when fear felt overwhelming. Recovery was slow and confusing, and there were moments when her family searched for signs of the old Katie they knew. Grief came in waves, especially over the life she once imagined. Still, Katie survived, learned again, and kept moving forward. Her life may not look the way she once planned, but it's far from over, and it continues to teach everyone around her about resilience and love. Number 3. Tristan Wilson. Ever had a moment where everything feels too heavy to carry alone? Tristan Wilson from Houston, Texas, knows that feeling well. Growing up, Tristan moved often, struggled to connect, and spent years feeling isolated, finding his only calm place at the gym. In July 2023, during a dark moment, he survived a gunshot to the head after asking for a sign to keep going. Recovery was long and confusing, including a coma, blindness, and multiple surgeries that rebuilt parts of his face using bone from his leg. Learning his family had been trying to reach him became a turning point. Today, Tristan lives independently, manages his daily care, and shares honest videos online to connect with others who feel lost. He admits some days are still hard, but they no longer define him. Number 2. Luang Ta. Scrolling online, you might have seen this man and felt confused, maybe even shocked. Luang Ta is a Buddhist monk from Thailand, and videos of him went viral because people thought he looked impossibly old. Some even joked that he was hundreds of years old, turning him into a meme without knowing his story. The truth is much simpler and far more human. Luang Ta spent 77 years as a monk, living a quiet, devoted life. In 2022, after a hip injury, his granddaughter shared short clips of him sitting peacefully, blessing her, or chatting softly with family. Those gentle moments were taken out of context and spread without care. In reality, Luang Ta was 109 years old. One widely shared video was filmed just days before he passed away, shortly before his 110th birthday. His family felt hurt seeing him laughed at online. Behind every viral clip is a real person, and Luang Ta's life reminds us to pause, learn, and choose respect before reacting. Number 1. Kareen. Imagine loving the idea of beaches and sunlight, yet having to hide from the sun every single day. Kareen was born in Brazil, a place known for bright skies and outdoor life, but her world works very differently. She lives with xeroderma pigmentosum, a rare genetic condition that makes sunlight extremely dangerous for her skin. Even small exposure can cause serious damage. Over the years, Kareen has gone through many surgeries, including removing part of her lower lip and the tip of her nose after skin cancers appeared. Most days, she stays indoors with curtains closed, protecting herself the best she can. When people donated more money than she needed for treatment, she was deeply moved by the kindness. Through sharing her life online, Kareen met Ed, who reached out with genuine care. Despite doubts from strangers, they chose joy and support together. Her story quietly reminds us that love and hope can still grow, even in the darkest rooms. If stories like these stayed with you, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.